If you've got basic IT skills, but you're a total novice at video editing, welcome to my world. 2 years ago, I wanted something quick to learn, but capable of professional results and flexible enough to grow with me. Plus, I wanted loads of sound and video clips included without having to pay yet another monthly subscription fee. That's why I chose Descript. Now, this tutorial isn't like any other. Oh no, it's a follow along session. So before we get started together, make sure you have the following ready. A desktop computer connected to the internet, a keyboard and mouse, ideally one with one of those scrolly wheels on top. Using the link below, download Descript and set up a free account. Also, download the short script I've written for us down onto your desktop so we can work on it together. And a plugged-in webcam with audio, the kind you'd use for a Zoom or Teams meeting. It doesn't have to be fancy. Learning video editing is a bit like learning a musical instrument. You need to master the basic scales and rhythms before you can play a masterpiece. I can't give you those skills instantly, but I can walk with you and guide you through your first steps. I've spent hundreds of hours developing my editing skills through Descript, so let me take your hand and together we'll create a YouTube short that looks amazing. If you have a YouTube channel, upload your finished video, post a link in the comment section below, and I'll drop by to admire your masterpiece. All right, go get set up. Come back here when you're plugged in online and have Descript open. Mouse poised, finger hovering, ready to begin. Welcome back and to my messy study. I hope you've got a beverage in hand. I'm estimating this will be about 90 minutes. And what we're going to do is take you through the whole process. And during this time, there are 4 things I want you to achieve. Recording your A-roll using a teleprompter and the webcam you've set up. Edit that in Descript and tidy up the text. Add B-roll, titles, transitions, simple animations, and explore a little bit about AI and what Descript can offer. And then we're going to polish the sound, add captions, and export your short. If that's what you're here for, that's what I'm going to give you. As you can see, I hope you have got, first of all, you've downloaded Descript or you've set up an account. And this is what it should look like. And the second thing you should is, I've downloaded, is that script that I gave you that we're going to work on together. Let's just have a little look at the home page. You should have a home page like this. Bear in mind that you can make it larger or smaller. If you just select it, press Control button. The Control button on your keyboard is going to be very important, bottom left. Press that and using your mouse wheel, scroll it backwards and forwards. And can you see how that resizes? If you struggle with anything that's not resizing properly, that's one way to do it. Now, if your mouse hasn't got a scroller, and I recommend, then you can use the plus or minus key on your keyboard. Same thing. I'm going to make it a little bit larger, so hopefully you can see a little bit better. First of all, note, you should have got the free plan. And you can always upgrade, and when you export you're going to get that watermark. We'll go through the different options later and I'll tell you what I recommend if you're really fresh and new to this. Then note, here should be a little icon that if you click on it, it should say who you are and your email address, how you've logged on. And just below that, notice settings. Let's do themes. Themes, you can change the whole screen to light or dark. So do you prefer a darker view or a lighter one? That's entirely up to you. So let's just go back because I prefer it the other way around. Let's go light for me today. And then under settings, if you go there, you've got your account here. Lots of things, but we're just going to look now at the plan. Click on plan and you can see that you're on the free. And if you happen to upgrade, that's going to change. The other thing to bear in mind is usage. Now on the free account, they've given you 60 minutes of uploads and importing stuff, plus 100 credits for AI. And here you can see how much you've got left over. You can pay and add more if you want, but that's what we've got to work with. We're going to work within those limits and you'll see those numbers go down. If you really mess around, delete and then upload and try it all again, watch that or it's going to hit 0 and you're going to have to do something else. If you just have a little look here, 100 AI credits and you've got 60 media minutes available. Excellent. Right, you've had a look at that. Now this is your home. If you ever get stuck, you get this little icon, you go to home. And down here, this is where all your projects are going to be. The great thing about Descript is you don't have to do any autosave. It does it automatically for you. Bear in mind, you're probably on the web version. There is a desktop version, and I'll talk about the difference between the two at the end. But let's stick with the web first of all. And they're going to be down here. And it automatically saves, so you're not going to lose it. Even if your computer crashes, if a meteorite hits, so long as the servers are working, then everything is still there for you, which is great. So that's your home. We've looked at your free version. The other thing to bear in mind is I'm going to give you a tutorial today, but Descript will teach you. couple of ways of doing that. Here, learning Descript. We've got various videos which will take you through all sorts of things. Let's go back to home. And if you look at this question mark here, you have got Help Center. If you go into the Help Center, you've got all sorts of things that you can just guides, reference manuals and things like that. If there's one particular thing that's bugging you and you want to know how to do it, the guides are there for you. I do find that if there's a big problem, Descript are really useful if you contact them. You can try the little AI thing, and if you're having problems, they can put you into someone online, a real person, and I found them really good at answering your questions if there happens to be any problems. Homepage, any trouble, you go back there and you're going to get a little tile here for your video and you're not going to lose it. So what we're going to do today, first of all, we're going to start a new project. Click New Project. Not difficult. Let's do a video. You should have, if you can see me and things, you should have your webcam plugged in. And if we're going to record, you can either upload, if you use a mobile phone and you download the MPEG-4 file on that, you can drag it from your desktop into there and it will load up into Descript. We're going to record right into Descript. Then what we're going to do is go down here to record. Now, different options. If you're just doing a podcast, audio only. If you're going to do camera, that's what we're going to do. And I'm actually recording the screen. You wonder, Andy, how do you do that? How do I get you in the corner there? I want to do tutorials like this. I want to teach people online. Then click that one and it's going to record you and record your screen so that people can see you in the bottom, and you can even move your position around on the screen. That's fantastic if you're doing tutorials like this. But you are going to click on the camera. Now, if you've got your webcam plugged in and it's all set up, then you should see yourself on that screen like I can. Hello, me. As you can see, it is very messy. Little tip here, when you do your studio, get some front light. I've got the computer screens here, plus I have a little booster light, just to add a little bit front light, and then at the back I've got the line switched off, so a darker background just illuminates you a little bit better for that. Now, here, this is the camera you're using. I have got a couple of cameras. I'm using this one, make sure it's selected, and your microphone as well. If you're having problems, you've got to look in there and make sure your computer recognises it. Right, little buttons down here. This is going to be our record button. And let's have a little look at the recorder settings because I think they are pretty useful. First of all, do you want a countdown? In other words, when you press record, it goes 3, 2, 1. If you don't want that and go straight into it, let's take that off. So that's an option for you. When you speak into it, Descript is going to take the video and it's going to transcribe what you say into text. Fantastic. That should be on. Studio sound, I have it off. We're going to do that in post editing. So we're going to do our text. It's going to go into Descript and we're going to change the sound later on. So have that off and you can see the difference between using the microphone you've got, which if you've got a cheap webcam like I have here, it can improve the sound a great deal. And that might be enough for your needs. You might want to upgrade later, but see the difference between the two. Computer audio we're not using, and in Descript, in the free version, you can only get 720p. If you pay for the higher versions, then you can even go up to 4K, which is fantastic. Just to let you know about those limitations. So, teleprompter. Fantastic this is. So if you click on the teleprompter, it should pop up. Now this doesn't record on your screen. When I actually start recording, this is going to disappear. But what we want to do is import your text. Now what's great is if you're going to do a video, you can, in Microsoft Word or some other program, you can, to Google Docs or whatever, type up what you want to say. Then you can copy and paste and put it in here and you've got your teleprompter. So you're looking at your camera and you've got your script right in front of you, which doesn't show. All in one studio. Awesome. If your eye is tracking away, Descript actually has a button which you can then, AI will align your eyes. You're actually looking at the camera. So you can always look for that feature. If you've got Descript up, if you can see yourself there, you've now got the teleprompter. Let's get our script. You should have downloaded that. Let's open it up and let's find where it is. A script for Descript. Here it is. I'm just going to drag it over. Right, you should be able to see that. As in Microsoft Word, what I'm going to do is copy and paste that. Okay, this could be whatever you decide to do in your video. But what we're going to do is copy, right click or Control V, boom, paste. Goodbye. You've done your job there, so we don't need that anymore. This is your teleprompter. Now this is very customizable. You can stretch it, and I'm just going to have it like that, right at the top of the screen. It's just below the camera. I'm kind of like looking at the camera, but really looking at my words, and you can't tell the difference, particularly with the reflection on the eyes anyway. Notice this button here, you can change the size of your text. If your eyesight's really good, you can put it how you want. And I'm going to go for something like that. This can vary the speed of the scroll. Now you can change, you might not like white on black. You might prefer black on white. And I do, so I'm going to keep it like that. You can flip it, you can do all these things, but you don't really need it in this mode here. And again, a few other settings for scrolling. And that button there takes you back to the top. But when I start recording, and I'm going to do that in a minute, watch how I do it, then you need to follow me. There should be a break, a pause. That's your chance to then record. There's two ways of recording. Well, I think there's two ways. You can just read it through. Read it through, give it your best shot. If you make mistakes, don't worry, just retake it. Sometimes when I have a big script, I'll have them in paragraphs, which I put into the teleprompter, and I'll do that paragraph 2 or 3 times and varying each time. One of the secrets of presenting is, if you look at one of my first videos, I don't move my hands at all. I hardly move my head. I hardly animate everything. And the camera takes really, it does take away about 20% of your energy. And what you want to do is put energy in. I'm imagining my friend Dave in that camera, and I'm talking to him, and I'm just talking to a friend. I don't know where you are, you could be anywhere in the world, but try and practice that. So the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. You can do it 2 or 3 times, starting with low energy, medium energy, high energy, and then really going for it and working out your style and how you want to present. This is what we're going to do. I've got this here. It's going to disappear when I press play. I'm just going to do it a little bit smaller like that. It'll start playing when I click. We've got a count in. That's going to disappear. And if I make any mistakes, I'm not going to panic. What I'm going to do is just redo that again. In the editing, we're then going to take bits out and splice it together, make our really nice, what's called A-roll, which is the main story that we're going to be putting in. Right, so watch me, and then it's going to be your go. Here we go. Countdown. Exciting. I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Need professional looking transitions and templates? In Descript, endless options await me, limited only by my imagination. Need titles, text or images that appear, do crazy things, then fade on demand? Its built-in green screen means I can film from anywhere, the beach, the office, even from the Starship Enterprise. Descript makes it so. Keeping viewers engaged is easy with zooms, pans that can make any static image seem alive. Adding B-roll is effortless, with a gazillion stock clips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations and background music to soothe and entice. Didn't like that. Let's do that again. Hold on. Pause. And again, this is screen rolling, but we'll cut it out, so don't worry. Where are we going to go from? Let's go from there. Keeping viewers engaged is easy with zooms, pans, and can make any static image come alive. Let it catch up with me. Adding B-roll is effortless with a gazillion stock clips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations and background music to soothe and entice just a click away. And when inspiration runs dry or you need something special, turn to AI to create the clip that blows minds and saves the day. Descript keeps me afloat while I'm learning to swim in the oceans of video editing, helping me build skills I never knew I had and a YouTube channel to be proud of. There you go. Click finish, and down at the bottom, and now that's going into Descript. Let's make this full screen. You can see my ugly mug there and my screen behind me. Very nice. Now it takes time. Can you see that processing? It's going to tell you how much done. It's almost done. Don't rush in here. Just let it do its work. Now it's transcribing. So what it's doing is taking my words, and it's going to be your words, and it's downloading it. If you haven't done it already, pause this video. Go into yours, get your script up, put it into the teleprompter and play around and do the best you can, but it's all about practice. Just be careful that when you upload it, if you then delete that, you're going to be using up some credits. Okay, you've got 60 minutes there to use. Okay, are you still with me? Have you done your recording? I hope it went well. And you should now see, after a few moments, that your script is there. It's a little bit big. Let's just look at this video editor. I'm going to take you around it before we start doing the hard work. I think that's a little bit big. I want to make it smaller. Two ways. Control button is very important. And I'm going to scroll backwards using the wheel mouse. Can you see how that shrinks? And other things change in size. The other way you can do it, grab this here and pull it across. This is what's actually going to be in your video. This is your video. Below you've got what's called the timeline. Now, your control button is very important. I'm going to look at how to control that. Control, scroll forward and backwards, or plus and minus on your keyboard. The view here enables you to select things on and off. If you really want to get rid of those words, and you might be doing one where you're not going to do something like captions at the end, and you don't need to do lots of editing within the text, then you can just toggle it off, script on, script off there. The other thing as well you've got this little arrow here. If you left click on it and pull it up and down, don't get dizzy please, that enables you to completely remove it. And if you go like this, you get it full screen if you want to play it and see what it really looks like. This is going to be your timeline. Now with the timeline, that took us roughly, we're going to see how long it took us, to move along that, different ways of doing it. You can either just literally click on it, and can you see how in the text it automatically goes there for you? Really nice feature. So you can find the right spot. Or if you click on here, it's then going to move the timeline. This is where you're working. Whatever you click on is what you're working on. If I want to work on the video, I will click on that. Can you see how that changes colour? If I want them on the text, and if I left click and scroll, I've selected that. And if it's spelt incorrectly, you can correct it by doing that. Here's our A roll, as it's called. It's in the script. It calls the text. You can roll this up and down. Now, as you can see, we've only got 16 seconds on there. What we're going to do, how are we going to get over there? Press your control button and scroll towards you. Scroll the mouse button towards you. And can you see how it shrinks the timeline? So now we've got 1 minute 50 on there. That's how long it took me. It's all on there. And if you press control and hold it down and now scroll forward, it stretches it out. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is with this arrow here, plus minus. Can you see how you can shrink it and do it that way? But I find the mouse, the shift and the wheel mouse really useful for that. The other thing you need to do is to be able to then, if you like that, is from shrinking it, you need to move along it quickly. So if above the control button is the shift button, so now press the shift button just above it. And if you again try the wheel mouse, it's going to scroll you forward and back. What you're going to find is as you're working on this timeline, you're going to see me going like this, right? Because I've spent hundreds of hours, I hate to think how many hundreds of hours doing this. And this is second nature to me. When you're doing it, you're not going to be as fast as me, but that's fine. With practice, the more you do it, it's like playing the piano. You'll know your keys. You'll know where you are and what you're doing. Remember, control, scroll, shift, scroll, and that's going to move you around. Now, the other way to move around the timeline, and some of you might prefer one way or the other, and you can do whichever one you prefer, is see this little black thing? Can you see how when I move it? Can you see me there moving? This takes you again along the timeline. And again, this is one scene. We've only got one scene. We've not put chapters in yet. So you're going to get into those. Then you can move using these from the end of one chapter to another. And this marker here will take you to the end and the beginning. There are different ways of moving around Descript. Find out what works for you, and that will improve your workflow and things. You can see I've used up 2 minutes because I've used 1 minute 50 or whatever it is of my free credit. These here are things that you can do. We're going to get into those in a little bit more. You've got AI tools, properties for if you're selecting elements you can introduce. Captions we're going to do at the end. That's why we need the text done. And then various media that we can pull in and use, which is included in Descript. Let's start working. What we want to do is, I made several mistakes. So let's hear how it sounds first of all. So let's hear how it sounds. Let's play it back.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Need professional looking transitions and
That's not very good, is it? And plus the sound is very muffled, isn't it? That's because I've got a really very cheap camera up there. What I'm going to do is we're going to change properties. If you click on the scene at the bottom, you click on what element you are going to change and go to properties. Properties does what properties says. And if you have a look, you've got different things. You can change the sound. It does an automatic volume change for you. I can change the opacity. So we can change, we want it 100%. other bits of borders, but go to audio effects. Now this is where Descript applies studio sound. What we're going to do now is we are going to let Descript take our sound and try and improve it. And it will tell us when it's done. And because it's a short clip, it's done. Now let's see if it sounds any better, shall we? Here we go. See what it does.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. New professional looking trans.
Isn't that a lot better? It cuts out a lot of the background noise. Occasionally you might lose the odd word. You can vary, if you have a little look, the intensity at which it clips things out for you. But you know, you might find that just with your webcam, that by using studio sound, it polishes it up, that it's good enough. Sound is so important. People will not tolerate poor sound. It's important to work on that. Right, let me have a little look at our text. We're now going to start, now that we've got the sound sorted with our studio sound, we're now going to edit this a little bit better. Watch how I do this. Now that introduction was pretty useless, wasn't it? Did I do another take on it? Let's have a little look. Let's try again then.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level.
Okay, that's not bad, is it? I'm going to keep that one. If we have a little look at this, then what we can do, there's no full stop there. Now, if you're using captions, what you're going to find is that putting in the punctuation means that when the captions are there, when you get a full stop, it tends to give you another caption, or it just all blends in. Punctuation is useful for captions. Now, if you can see, there's a gap at the front. To remove this gap here, you left click on that and you drag. Look at that. Once you play, you go straight in. So let's try that again.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level.
Very good. Right. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, need professional. I don't think we need professional. Let's look at this one. I'm clicking on here. Let's play this here.
Need professional looking transitions and templates in Descript. Endless options await me. Limited only by my imagination.
Okay, that's another little paragraph which we're going to do. So as you can see, there's a bit there that I don't need. So what I'm going to do is left click, drag. And can you see how it's selected it along the timeline? Now I can either right click and delete. Oh, I don't want to delete all that. Thank you very much. So let's collect that. Now it's going to select it all. What we're going to do is we're just going to select this bit here. And on the keyboard, hit backspace. Gone. Now, what's important is you think, oh no, I didn't want to delete that. I want it back again. Then what you need is you need Control Z. And hey presto, it comes back. Control Z is your get out of jail card. If you don't like anything, you can play around, change something. Don't like that, go back. And Control Z will go back quite a long way. You know, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, and you can undo things. So it's really powerful. When you're doing your text, a little tip, if you think, well, I might like it, I might not, you know, I want to know it's there, then this little button here, if you click on it, it calls ignore. And can you see how it's removed it? But it's still there. And if you click on it and you select it, you can then bring it back again if you want. You can then bring it back, or you can just ignore media or delete it. So I'm just going to ignore it for now, and you can always delete it at the end. So if you're worried about losing something, you think, well, I'm not sure which take, you can do that, try it, and then move it back again if you want. Let's carry on.
Need professional looking transitions and templates in Descript. Endless options.
Knee. I think it's need, isn't it? What you do is double left click on it. It will select your word. Go to correct. And then you type in what you need. Need professional looking transitions. Now it might be that it has done that, transcribed that same word all the way through. You can select multiple ones. So need professional looking transitions and templates. What we're going to do, I'm going to put a colon there. And in Descript, we want to do a gap there, and we want a capital D. Okay, there we go.
In Descript, endless options await me. Limited only by my imagination.
Okay, so there we go. We've got another bit done there. Now, can you see how along on the timeline we've got these little gaps? People in YouTube, when they're watching, don't tolerate gaps very much. And you can do it with just one flow. You watch when people are doing it. They really do tighten up, and the pace of it is really quick. If it's slow and boring, people turn off. You've got to get the balance right between being understood but also being fast. What you can do here is you can use AI. I'm not going to use AI today because you've got to learn it manually, but you can edit it. You can shorten words, you can remove retake. AI can do a lot of this for you, but when you're learning, don't trust AI, okay? Because it doesn't always get it right. Got to learn it manually, then maybe you can use a bit of AI later on. What I'm going to do is click and move that up. Let's try that then. Let's go through this.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Need professional looking transitions and templates in Descript, endless options awaiting.
Okay, so we've got that bit. Right, I'm going to carry on going through this and I'm going to be talking and you can watch me, but then you're going to have to do the same sort of thing if you watch how I just do it a little bit longer maybe. Limited only by my imagination.
Limited only by my imagination. Need titles, text.
Okay, wait me. Let's do that then. I'm going to go back. Another little tip. If you want to give something a capital, just press and hold Z on the keyboard. Can you see that? A, capital A and little a. If I now left click on that, it will capitalize it for me. So that's a little shortcut, a Z. Not Control Z, just press Z down and it'll do that for you. Limited only by imagination. Let's change that. Obviously, I've drunk a bit too much wine while I haven't this afternoon because it really doesn't like my diction for that, does it? Okay. So as you can see, I'm dragging the timeline.
Need titles, text or image. Yeah. Need titles, text or images that appear, do crazy things, then fade on demand.
Okay, that's great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove that. I'm going to go a bit faster, and you're wondering if you keep up with me doing all this, because I want us to get to the next bit where we're going to start to add chapters and scenes. Right. See what it says?
This built-in green screen means I can film from anywhere. The beach, the office, even from the Starship Enterprise. Descript makes it so.
Okay, Enterprise. Descript again is wrong. Let's change that. Descript makes it so. Because that's Jean-Luc Picard, we are going to capitalise that. Make it so. Keeping viewers engaged is easy. Okay. It's inbuilt, built in.
It's built-in green screen means
I'm just going to shorten that a little bit there.
Means I can film from anywhere. The beach, the office, even from the Starship Enterprise. Descript makes it so.
Okay, very good. Happy with that then. Control, zoom in and shrink and things, and then shift, roll mouse button. Okay, and if you want to go to where we want to do, we just go there. And now we're at this point here, keeps viewers engaged. I'm really trying to shorten this up. Remember, we've got 1 minute 50 and we want this under a minute. Okay.
With zooms, pans that can make any static image seem alive.
Okay. I think that's a full stop. Backspace, full stop, changing text in there.
Adding B-roll is effortless, with a gazillion stock chips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations, and background music to soothe and entice.
And entice. I really should go to elocution lessons, I think, don't you? Perhaps it's just been a long day, and it has been a long day. Okay, entice. Okay, entice. We're going to do B-roll on top of all this. You know, in one sense, do very similar with it in your own style, and that's half the fun of this. Do it your own way. If you want to change the odd word, that's fine, but we're going to add stuff on top of this. Right.
Adding B-roll is effortless, with a gazillion stock clips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations, and background music to soothe and entice.
Right, now can you see that I've clipped that off? What's happened to it? Well, what's happened is that I've shortened that too much and the word has disappeared. If I lengthen it, or did I do it wrong, then that word has disappeared. You can drag this, but notice how down here, when I hover it over there, you get that little bracket. If I go the other side, and that enables you to stretch and shrink the timeline there. Okay. Now it might be at some stage you want to add a little gap. You think, oh, I need extra space there. Well, what you can do is right click on your bottom timeline and you all sorts of options. Okay, add gap clip puts a gap clip in, does it what it says on the tin. Now, and that can be stretched. If you just down on the timeline at the bottom there, you can stretch it and create space that you can then work with. So you've got full control over that. Now, I don't want that there, do I? Can you remember what I need to press to get rid of it? Control Z. Control Z. Oh, it's gone. Okay. I think what I've done is I have just got rid of the entice too much. Let me just select that. And let's do entice. Full stop. I don't know why it disappeared. Now, if you notice when I do this, there's a thing called regenerate, and the opportunity you have is to regenerate the sound. And I'm not going to do that for you now, but bear in mind, it can be so frustrating. You've done this wonderful take and there's one word that you mumble and it just isn't right. Well, regenerate enables AI to take your words and to fashion words that sound like you and put it in. That's something you might want to explore later. Okay, didn't like that. Soothe and entice.
Soothe and entice. Didn't mind that first.
Okay, so that was me talking when I got it all wrong. Soothe and entice. Where are we going to go from here? We've got to get rid of all that. So that's left click, drag, select all that, and can you see down the bottom there? And I'm going to right click on my mouse and delete. Oh no! What's happened? I selected it all. What do? Don't panic. Control Z. Control panic. Don't do what I did. Okay, I'm going to do it there. I'm going to backspace on the keyboard and it's gone. Soothe and entice.
Keeping viewers engaged is easy. It zooms, pans, and can make any static image come alive.
Come alive. You like that? Come alive. Come alive. Get rid of that. Don't want that. Correct. Gone.
Alive. You could catch up with me. Adding B-roll.
Okay, so right, what I'm going to do is control, scroll back, grab that, and I'm going to move it up there. We're going to make it all shorter. Press shift, roll forward and backwards.
Adding B-roll is effortless with a gazillion stock clip to choose from, plus sound effects, animate.
That should be come alive, shouldn't it? Come live, come alive. Oh, let's have a full stop there. And I'm spending time on the text because we're going to add captions. All right.
Alive. Adding B-roll is effortless with a gazillion stock clip to choose from, plus sound effects, animations, and background music to soothe and entice just a click away.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll stick with that. Right, I've got two there, haven't I? So I don't need that. Which one do I prefer? And that's the thing. If you do a couple of takes, you can choose what you want. I'm going to see if this second take is...
Keeping viewers engaged is easy. It zooms, pans, and can make any static image come alive.
Yeah, I don't really like that one. So what do we go from entice? Just a click away. Entice. Notice this. Sometimes if I do this, soothe and entice, so animations and music to soothe and entice, just a click away. If I get rid of that, boom, backspace, and I've spliced it together. Did you notice that?
Effects, animations, and background music to soothe and entice. A click away.
Okay. Is it just a click away? Let's have just a click away. What you can do is if you do two takes, you can take the best of each with practice. And that's really fun. Right, let's try that again.
Soothe and entice. Just a click away.
Just, not two, just a click away. Normally my diction's better, and when you get better at this, you'll do better than me, I hope.
Adding B-roll is effortless, with a gazillion stock clips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations, and background music to soothe and entice, just a click away.
There you go, that sounds okay, doesn't it? And I've blended that all together, and I'm going quite slow for you, so you can kind of like see what I'm doing. You know, I've enhanced my mouse so you can see where it's going. And we're slowly getting there. So let's try this next bit. Let me bring it up a little bit closer. Left click and move.
And when inspiration runs dry, or you need something special, turn to AI.
All right, let's Move that a bit closer. You can use AI to shorten these gaps if you want.
To create the clip that blows minds and saves the day.
Okay, I'm going to keep that because we need to move on. Descript. You'd think Descript would be really good at transcribing Descript, wouldn't you? But there you go. Descript. Keeps me afloat.
Keeps me afloat while I'm learning to swim in the oceans of video editing. Helping me build skills I never knew I had. And a YouTube channel to be proud of.
There you go. Right, we'll just shorten those a little bit. I think we're round about there, and I think we're round about a minute, aren't we? Let's just have a little look. And then what we do is have a final run through. So let me just shrink the ending there. There you go. Click finish. Let's get rid of that then. Let's drag that back in. Right, let's have a little playthrough and see if our A-roll is ready.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Need professional looking transitions and templates in Descript? Endless options await me. Limited only by my imagination. Need titles, text or images that appear, do crazy things, then fade on demand? It's done.
Let's shorten that. Don't want to keep your customers waiting. They need it. Really
Green screen means I can film from anywhere. The beach, the office, even from the Starship Enterprise. Descript makes it so. Keeping viewers engaged is easy with zooms, pans to make any static image seem alive. Adding B-roll is effortless, with a gazillion stock clips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations, and background music. To soothe and entice, just to click away. And when inspiration runs dry, or you need something special, turn to AI to create the clip that blows minds and saves the day. Descript keeps me afloat while I'm learning to swim in the oceans of video editing, helping me build skills I never knew I had, and a YouTube channel to be proud of.
Okay, and that is 58 seconds and a half. Well, that's under a minute, isn't it? Excellent. So go away. You work on your A-roll and then come back when you're ready, because we're ready for the next step. Next step is Descript has this thing called scenes. Now you need to understand scenes. I didn't understand scenes, how important they are, because if you don't get this right, you're going to get confused. So if you have a look, this is called one scene. You've got different options of views. If you click on that little four box there, you can see we've got one scene. Scenes are basically barriers, and they're ways of creating chapters, and when you add in B-roll on top of it, it's going to box them in so they don't go everywhere. What we're going to do is I am learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. So that's going to be our first one. Control forward scroll to get to there. Now there's two ways of adding it. One is when you're in the text, hit a forward slash that looks like that, and boom, there it is. Now notice two things have happened. One is you've got this here. Let's put a timeline in the timeline. You've got this line here. Secondly, you get a little tile there. And thirdly, if you go to that view there, you see you've now got two scenes. Neat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go put through about our 6 different scenes. I recommend you do it in this order. You don't have to, but I find it much easier just to get the workflow going. Need professional looking transitions and templates in Descript. Endless options await me, limited only by my imagination. Let's put another one in. Keyboard, put another one in there. If you want to get rid of it, right click, boundary scene, or backspace, and that will get rid of it for you. However, if you've added stuff already, then you might struggle. I'm going to go Control Z to put it back in, because you can start deleting things, but I'll show you. Need titles, text or imagination, do crazy things that fade on demand. Okay, let's put another one there. It's inbuilt screen. You can film from anywhere. The beach. Descript makes it so. So what I'm going to do is this time I'm going to go down here. I'm going to right click. You can add a layer. You can paste something in that you've copied. But this time we're going to put a little scene in there. Keeping viewers engaged with zooms, pans that can make static image feel alive. Adding B-roll is effortless. All right, so we're going to put another one in there. Forward slash. Adding B-roll is effortless with a gazillion clips plus sound, animations, just click away. And when inspiration runs dry, need something special, turn to AI. Let's put one there. Keep Descript afloat while I'm learning to swim in the oceans, helping to build something I'm proud of. Excellent. And I had on YouTube. Right. So if I now control back scroll, I can see the whole thing. And can you see these little things here? Numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 scenes. And we've got 8 scenes there. Excellent. So we're going to work within our scenes. We've got our A roll sorted. We've now got the scenes where we want. When you're writing your scripts, all the time being thinking, what do I want to see visually? If I'm talking about something about a mountain, maybe you want to show a picture of a mountain, then maybe you're going to put a scene around that. When you import your picture, it is contained within that one scene. When you're writing your scripts, I am now automatically thinking, how can I make this interesting? What B-roll can I add? What text do I need? And then you're automatically thinking about where you're going to put these scene barriers in. Now, important, can you see that this here is in a 16:9 normal sort of ratio? YouTube Shorts aren't like that. They're vertical. If you click on this box here, you can go to portrait or Instagram square or any other ratio you want. So I am now going to change it to portrait. Oh no, what are we going to do? Because it puts in a video there, and if you watch YouTube Shorts, people do that. They don't do anything else. But in Descript, we're going to make that look a lot better. Now we're going to start manipulating the video that we've imported. We've done our text, we've done our A-roll, we've put in our scenes. Now we're going to work with our visuals. Okay? Different things you can do here. This is completely movable, which is fantastic. This is your tablet which we're working on. Let's just create a little bit more space. You can move it around. But see these little buttons here? Click and drag. Click and drag. Bearing in mind with YouTube Short that at the bottom here you get all that bit of writing and things like that, so you don't see it very well. I'd recommend you be very careful about what you actually put down here. Click and drag. That's one way. And now if I play,
Templates in Descript, endless options await me. Limited only by my imagination. Need titles, text or images?
okay. Did you see how it went across the scene? That happened. Now the reason being is when you make a change in one scene, it doesn't happen automatically with all the others. Can you see the difference between the scenes? Scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. The reason being is that when I made the change, I had only done it on that one scene. These things are very important to respect, because if you make a change in something like this here, which goes through all the different scenes, you have to have all scenes selected. So if you're going to make a change to something like that, you have to think, is it going to be all scenes or not? What I'm going to do now is, when you click on something, up here you can see different options what to do with it. And it gives you real great creativity. Let's just go through those now. What I am going to do is I could go Control Z and go back, and I'll get back to where we were on this one scene. But I'm going to do Full Screen Editor. And it's Full Screen Editor. That's not what I want. So I'm going to go Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. There we go. So this is the same throughout there. Right, now if I'm going to change this and I want to do it through the whole lot of scenes, I have to click All Scenes. Now I'm going to alter it in all the scenes. Okay. We could drag. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to crop it. The other option is you click crop and you drag it in like that. Oh dear, that's not a good look for me, is it really? Like that. Done. So what I've actually done now is I've cropped it. There's often a couple of ways of doing the same thing. I'm going to leave a little blank space down there. I think there's a lot of space above me, so I'm just going to make myself a little bit bigger here. Now, fingers crossed, it should have done this throughout the whole video. And if you look at the pictures above there, you can see, yes, it has.
Means I can film for...
Let's try it. Let's go back to the beginning. You can either click and drag, or now I could go to the end of the composition, or the beginning. Or using these arrows, I can go from one scene to the next. When you get used to it, you can jump around and it saves time if you're not using AI. Right.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level.
Okay, there you go. We've done those changes there. Bear in mind that you can do all sorts of things to this picture here. We can animate it, we can add effects, We can add an effect. We can, that was the eye contact, so it was looking at the eye. We're going to do a green screen later. So there's lots of ways in which you can change and manipulate that to your heart's content. And I've changed that, so I don't want to change it because it's just changed it in the one scene. Respect your scenes using those buttons there. Right, now we're going to add, we've done our scenes, we've got our main video contact. Now we're going to add our B-roll there. I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. So what I suggest we do, let's get closer. Control, scroll mouse wheel, using the shift to get to where we want. And that's down to 1 there. What we're going to do is we are now going to concentrate on adding. Why don't we blast? We're going to have a rocket shooting off. Now Descript gives you media, and that's what I love about Descript. You get sound, you get all sorts of things you can add in, all in the same price. Let's clip media. You have got visuals, you've got audio, sounds and music, visuals, you've got video, GIFs, images, all sorts of backgrounds if you want them. Now what's great is you can search them. Let's search for rocket, and it's going to give you rocket pictures. You could animate something like that, or what I'm going to do is I am going to look at the videos. The video clips are really cool. Bear in mind that this is a free one. You only get the top 5, and if you scroll down you can see all the others. It just goes on and on and on and on. You can usually find, using the search, something that will do the job. If you can't, you use AI, but usually you can find something. What I'm going to do is I want a rocket in there, so let's import our rocket. Click. Can you see how? Importing video. Make sure in the right place. It should be going into scene 1. You click on your scene. Let's do that. And it's going to import that in there on top. Now, I don't want it all the way. Again, what I'm going to do now is I am going to shrink it like that because we want it to fit our scene. I want it to fill our scene. There you go. Let's play.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube.
To blast. Now, there's 2 things you can do here now to shorten it. I can either left click and press S. S will split. Okay? Control Z, I'm going to get rid of that. Now, you could right click. Now, if you look at right click, you've got all sorts of options here. Split layer is S. Shortcut S. S is a great shortcut. I don't need this bit here. What I'm going to do is, you can move it if you want. I could put it over there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that bit there. Or if I don't want to split, I can drag to blast my YouTube. Let's try that.
To blast my YouTube channel.
Okay, that's not bad. But can you see how now with the visuals it just suddenly goes? We want it to blend in.
Videos to blast my YouTube.
You can have it like that if you want, but now we can change the intro for that. Anything you change the info, you can go animations, all properties. It's entirely up to you, but let's do animations. In. When it comes in, do we want it to blur? Do we want it to scale up? What I suggest we do is we're going to get it to fade in. Now, whenever you do these things, you're going to get options. I'm going to do a 1 second fade in, and I happen to like slow down as it comes in. Now, this button here is really useful because you can play it to see what it looks like. So let's try it.
Blast my YouTube channel.
Okay, that was gentler. Should we do it even? Experiment with this. 2 seconds.
Blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Nick.
That's a bit slower, isn't it? Now, if you have a look down here, can you see these little dots here in this curve grayed out? And that shows you what you've got. What you can do now to alter it is left click on that and you drag that there and it changes it for you. And can you see the little number here? You are going up and down. You can change it on the timeline, which is super fast. Here we go.
To blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Near professional.
Great. We've got a little added visual there, so while I'm talking, it's emphasizing what I'm saying. We're now into the next scene. Now, notice how it goes into the next scene.
Next level. Near professional.
Do you see how it just goes? Again, bam. We want to do it more gently. If you go to your scene, your transitions now, a couple of options. If you click here on your scene, and if you go to properties, you'll have a thing called transitions in and out. In and out is in, and let me shorten that so you can see it a bit. There we go, in and out. That's in and out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the in, but you can either do it from there or you can do it in and out from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to do one of my favorites, which is a crossfade. Instead of 1 second at the moment, let's do a 1 second fade across, and then we'll see You can remove it if you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how that works.
To the next level. Near professional, looking transitions and templates in
Okay.
Descript, endless options await you.
Okay, so there you have a nice transition. Transitions are
To the next level.
important.
Near professional, looking
Transitions are really useful, and you often see in my videos that when I'm joining things together, rather than getting what's called a jump click, where it suddenly goes, and person moves on, you blend it together, so it's much easier on the eye. That's a good way of blending when you've chopped things out and together to blend it. Your transitions are really important.
next level. Near professional, looking transitions and templates in Descript, endless.
Transitions we talked about. We're going to do a transition out. Let's have a look at the options. You can do blur, circle wipe. You can do cross zoom, is quite fun. Let's do a cross zoom on this one, and I'll show you what the cross zoom looks like. Here we go.
By my imagination. Need titles,
Oh,
text.
Okay. Play around with the transitions, and transitions should match what you're talking about, and so it is not too glaring. And I think that's a good way of thinking about it. So transitions are great. What are templates? Templates are really powerful. It is often better put on when you're in landscape mode, and they're not brilliant for things like YouTube Shorts. But templates are this. Now, if I select that area there, just Control Z and scrolling. If you see here change layout, it will give you all these options. Okay. So if I put one in there, can you see this has got multicam? So it's got two multicams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a multicam there. Now notice two things. One is it's put another scene headers, transitions in and out. But now you've got two placeholders, so you can put another video there or some other image. Watch as it plays in now, what happens.
Plates in Descript, endless options await me. Limited only by my imagination. Need titles.
There you go. As you can see, these are amazing. If you click on a scene, if you have a little look at the options that you've got, change layout pack, they go on forever. They have saved you a lot of time. You're going to find your favourite, tend to stick with it if you've got a particular look for your channel, but play around with those, because when you get a look, they're going to be brilliant. So what we're going to do for today is here, what do I say? Limited only by imagination. What I'm going to do is import into that some media, and I'm going to import, let's have something like a brain, shall we? That looks nice, I like that. And can you see how it's highlighted the placeholder? What I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on that, and it should move it over. See, is it scrolling? Oh, it's done that into that. So Control Z. I want to click and drop it. Click and drop. Why not? Let's give that a go. So can you see it scrolling? It should go into there like that. Okay, so let's see how that plays, shall we?
Templates in Descript, endless options await me. Limited only by my imagination. Need titles, text or images.
That's not bad, is it? So, it just stops it being boring. Whoever's watching it will get a feeling of pace, something else to engage them. And also that image should reinforce your words and just makes it a lot more engaging. So titles. I'm an educational channel. I use a lot of titles, a lot of text, just to reinforce what I'm saying so that people can hang on to that and get a double bang for their buck. Now, we talked a little bit about properties, transitions to whatever you're collecting. Elements, you have got all sorts. You can add shapes. Here we go, a shape. You can change the shape. You can make it black, you can make it blue, make it any colour you like. Something like that you can change how well you can see through it or not. It's fully movable. You can zoom it. It's your imagination, whatever you fancy. It really is anything you want. You've got the basic shapes, you've got a text. We're now going to do a little bit of text. And I'm going to put something in, put whatever what you like. I love Descript, because I do. Now you can change the font. I'm going to go for a Manro, but you can change whether you want it regular, medium. You can change the size of it. I'm going to increase the size. Let's go to 100, shall we? I've placed it there. Let me just place it there. Let's just play and let's just see what it looks like.
Need titles, text or images.
Okay. So because of the transition, and the transition is smart transition, it takes us in gently, that appears. Now, maybe you want a background to that. Okay. You can either go into properties, background, and add a background. You can change what the background color is by clicking on the background button. So let's have something nice and blue. You can, in properties, also change the fill. So maybe I want a green infill. Oh, it doesn't show up. Let's go for a yellow one. I love Descript. Go on, why do we do that? And also you can change how much that shows as well. You've got full control over the colour, the font, the size. Now, can you see how you got those sharp edges? You might not want the sharp edges, and you might want to alter how sharp those edges are. I'm going to type in, let's make it 30 degrees so you can see it. Right, now if I go back, can you see how it's smoothed that out? So you've got nice smooth, and you can vary the size of this. Now you can animate this, animate in. You can either get it to appear. So what do we say? We say need titles or images that appear. What I'm going to do is, one thing I often use is scale. Scale's great for this. Again, I like different ways you can get it to come and go. I like the slow down. You can animate it by word. I'm going to do line. And I'm going to do it, let's do it over 2 seconds and play. Watch this.
Need titles, text or images.
Okay. So can you see how that scales up? Okay. So we've brought it in.
Need titles, text or images
that appear. So what I'm going to do is text or images that appear. So we'll do that, and I'm going to make it come in a bit quicker. Let's try this.
Text or images that appear.
Do crazy things. Right. Can you see this here? What we're going to do is now we're going to animate this. So this is a really powerful tool. Animate. We've had how it's coming. Add animation and custom. What custom does, it enables you to have full control over what happens. Do crazy things. You've got basically a bell bar here, and what you have is you've got a beginning frame and an end frame. Does crazy things. What we're going to do, we're going to get it to go there. You can put it wherever you like, really. In fact, let's just have it go like that. Okay, let's do it like that. Okay, let's see how that plays now, shall we?
Here, do crazy things, then
you have got control over your text. You can get it to emphasize things, go over things, stuff like that. Now, what's really important to bear in mind is that these here are called layers. Okay, if I click and add layer, let me add a little image. So let me add an image. Let me choose something. Let's choose a mouse. Let's find a little mouse. Let's find a little mouse. There we go. Let's import a mouse. So mouse is coming. There's mouse. If you can see the order of things, can you see the mouse is in front of that? Now, if I want the text to be in front of it, I right click on that and order layer, bring to the front. Can you see how now the mouse is behind? And if I want the mouse to come forward, click order layer, bring to the front. Can you see there are shortcuts as well for that? Bang. But it's really important because when I first started, I didn't quite realise that literally as you go up, it's the layer order in which is seen. So if you've got lots of pictures and images and you want to move which is on top, and things can just disappear because they're right back. If I put that mice and I put it to back, it's going to disappear. That's because it's behind the video now. And if I click on it, you can see that little square thing is there, but it's behind. If I click on it, come on mousey, we want you back again. Don't hide. Bring to the front, and that's how to do it. What I'm going to do, let's have a little bit of fun. That's he's a little gifty. He's just wiggling his nose, isn't he? Let's animate him in. Animation custom. What we're going to do is we're just going to have him moving across the screen. Now, what I really like is that at that beginning, if I put it off the screen, and if I put that one off the screen, well, let's have him going up there like that, shall we? That's the beginning, that's the end. Watch what happens.
Here, do crazy things, then fade on demand.
That's how you can do animations using custom animation, and you've got full control over it. Let's get back to our text.
Text or images that appear, do crazy things, then fade on demand.
Fade on demand. You can take that out. What we're going to do is fade. Animation. You've already got one in. Now you can change. So if you click on the animation, so notice I've selected what I want to change. You can do this under properties if you wish. Down here you've got an animation, but you can do it from here. There's two ways of doing it, whichever's easier for you. We've already got our scale, if you remember. We've done that. We're going to add another animation. Out. And what are we going to do? We are going to wipe. We're going to just get it to wipe away over a second. And we're going to get it slowed down, and we're going to get it to go down. Let's play it.
And fade on demand.
There you go. So as you can see, and again, we can speed that up or slow it down. Click, drag, and notice how I've lost that? I've got to go up to that there. Right, let's just play this through.
See my mind. Adding B-roll is effortless. With a gazillion
Okay.
engage.
Oh, where have I gone? I've lost myself. Let's go back. Let's see how we're
Only
doing.
by my imagination. Need titles, text or images that appear, do crazy things, then fade on demand.
That fades out too soon, doesn't it? Let's just move that back again. We want to actually see the text, don't we, when it does stuff?
Need titles, text or images that appear, do crazy things, then fade on demand. Its
Okay.
built-in green screen means I can fit.
Right, built-in green screen. Okay, here's fun. Notice that it's built-in green screen. I'm going to actually put a little thing here, and it's just going to,
In green screen means
that just acts as a barrier. So let's add in a green screen. So when I first started, I literally had a cloth green screen behind me, but it's built into Descript, so you don't have to pay anything on a green screen. What we're going to do is you're going to select what you want to green screen, which is our video. You're going to go to Properties, and you're going to go to Visual Effects, and you're going to go to something down there saying green screen. Now watch. I've lost my background.
built-in green screen means I can film from anywhere. The beach.
Right, where are we going to be? Where would you like to be? You can be wherever you like. I'll let you decide. But I have said in my text beach, haven't I? Beach. I'm going to just do an office. I mean, you can do as much as you like. You can put a video in there. You can have a gift in there. Let's just do a background. And that should be imported. There we go. It's in the wrong place. So you can drag things around. Have you noticed how you can just drag things around? Drag it around. It's as simple as that. Left click on the mouse on something and just drag it around. Now it's behind me, but can you see how I've got lots of blacks? What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and I am going to, hold on, scroll it up there like that, and I'm going to scroll it down there like that. Excellent. I'm going to push it up there like that, and I'm going to move me back again. Excellent. Right, let's play that to see how it looks.
In green screen means I can film from anywhere. The beach, the office, even
The beach, the office, even from. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to, now GIFs you can't cut, so I'm going to put a scene editor in there. What you can do with GIFs is you can drag them in like that. So you have to, for GIFs, they're really useful. I love them, they're fun, but you have to have them contained within a screen like that. You can zoom it like that. But let's do that. Now, as you can see, it doesn't look brilliant, does it?
built-in green screen means I can film from anywhere.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to animate that, and notice how I do this. Oh, I'm in the wrong bit there. I'm going to animate that. I'm going to do a custom animation. I love custom animation. And what I'm going to do is that's my beginning scene, that's my end, and I'm going to scroll it down. This is going to be running behind me. Let's watch this.
In green screen means I can film from anywhere. The beach, the office,
Even the Starship Enterprise. Okay, right, so for the Starship Enterprise, what's really cool is you can use their stock images, or you can use things from elsewhere. What I've done is got some resources here, and I've got the Starship Enterprise from a video I got from YouTube. So what I'm going to do is drag and drop it in there, and there it is. You can get your resources from almost anywhere. You've been outside, you're taking a video of a car or a tree or anything like that. You can import the data onto your desktop, and then you can download it into as your B-roll. When you're doing your things, think of B-roll all the time. I've already got this ready. You can search media for anything you like, but I want to be on the Starship Enterprise. Come on, let's do this. Now this has got sound attached to it, so I'm going to leave the sound on, and again I'm going to get us just to scroll around a little bit in it like that, beginning and end there. Let's watch how it goes.
even from the Starship Enterprise. Descript makes it so.
Okay, well that's not bad, but it's a bit loud, isn't it? What do you do with sound? Well, we select it, we want to change the property of the sound. You go to Properties, and you've got Audio. And what we're going to do, we're going to take it down. With music and things, generally for YouTube, I find about 20 to 30%. And you can fade the sound in. Notice how you can fade the sound in using those buttons. Let's see how it looks now. And I think it was in front of me, wasn't it? What I'm going to do is I've got to send it back. Send backwards. There I am again. Let's have another go.
Even from the Starship Enterprise, Descript makes it so. Keep it.
Very good. Okay. Descript makes it so. We'll move on. You can import images, anything there to put as your background, and you can be almost anywhere. Isn't that fantastic? Keeping viewers engaged is easy with zooms and pans. When you're talking, if you give an emphasis on something, what you can do is then zoom. How do you zoom in? Straightforward. Zooms. Let's go from there. Where you click is where it starts. Going to collect. This is where you want to start. Again, custom animation on that. You can do a zoom and pan if you want, but I want more control. What I'm going to do a zoom. I'm going to do a zoom right onto my eyes. A zoom. Zoom. This is going to be very scary. Let's have a look, see how it goes.
Easy with zooms, pans.
Okay, that's not too bad, is it? I think we can do a little bit better there, can't we? Let's go to animation, select my animation, and it just appears. You can alter it. Let's see how that plays.
Easy with zooms.
Okay. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, my head is off screen, but then it comes central screen. So maybe I will just move that a little bit there like that, maybe. Try that.
Easy with zooms,
Pans. Okay, you can't put two animations on top of each other, as you can see. So I can't move that on top of there, but we're going to do a pan. But you can get it pretty close. So watch this. What we're going to do is this is your pan. We're going to pan. Because I've already kind of like shown you pans, haven't I? We're going to pan around to my awesome place here. Right, here we go.
Easy with zooms, pans that can make any.
Okay, what I've done is I have gone and lost that to there. Okay, I'm going to do Control Z. Control Z. Zoomed and pan. Okay, and I don't want it to alter anything. Well, let's try that.
It is easy with zooms, pans that can make any
Static image, right. Just a tip, when you put static images up, then they are pretty boring. What you can do is slightly animate them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a picture up of cat. Oh, he's a cute one. Should we have this one? Go on, let's have this cat. Oh, they're even cuter. Choose the cat you want. Remember, you've got to upgrade if you want one of these. Oh, I like that one. Let's have that one there. If you're putting a static image up, what I'd recommend is create a bit of movement. Now you can get a thing called the Ken Burns effect. Now Ken Burns was a cinematographer and he didn't discover this, but his name is attached to this movement. Now if you click on the Ken Burns effect, you get this grid coming up. And we're going to start it here. Let's try that again. Ken Burns. And you can start here, there, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can go fast or slow. But I want to zoom in on our kitten. Now watch this as I play it.
static image. See my mind.
Can you see how it
Image.
plays?
See my mind.
And it just makes it more interesting visually. Think about using Ken Burns. I use Ken Burns a lot. Now you can animate it going one way or the other. Watch this.
Static image. See my mind.
Can you see how it's going that way? You can do it out.
Static image. See my mind.
And let's do it fast.
Static image. See my mind.
Okay, I really like Ken Burns because it just adds that movement which makes it more engaging. We're just going to put a bit of a crossfade in there, I think. 0.5 of a second. And let's just play and see how it goes.
So, keeping viewers engaged is easy with zooms, pans that can make any static image see my mind. Adding B-roll is...
Okay, you've seen lots of B-roll added. This is called B-roll. Images, videos, backgrounds and things like that. You've got gazillions of stock clips. You really have. Just search for it. Notice how we've used a little bit of AI and things are going down. Keep an eye on those. But play around with these. We're going to now go to sound effects. Let's do an explosion. What explosion would you like? Let's show a few explosions. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's that. Oh, yeah. Let's have this one. Oh, it's got some funny noise in the background, hasn't it? But that's the little bits of debris coming down. Okay, add B-roll is effortless, so let's add some B-roll because it is effortless, and we can use that just to fade it in. Let's see how that looks.
Is effortless. With a
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that. I'm going to trim that so it fits. What we're going to do is we're going to do it like this. Okay, let's fill the whole thing. Let's see how that goes.
Is effortless. With a gazillion stock kits to choose from, plus sound effects, animations.
Why don't we just add a quick little animation. Let's do our mouse again. Well, you can do anything. Let's find Mr. Mouse again. And what we're going to do is we're going to add him in here. Where does the explosion?
Effortless. With a
Okay. So that is where Mr. Mouse appears.
effortless. With a gazillion.
He's disappeared. I'm going to put in a little transition just to contain it there. Okay, here's Mr. Mouse.
With a gazillion.
Actually, now if you see this here, you can move it if we do this. If I put it there, see how that moves? What we're going to do is we're going to have Mr. Mouse appear here. Let's have him appear. Let's see how this works.
B-roll is effortless. With a
So when the explosion goes, why don't we have Mr. Mouse flying away? Sorry, Mr. Mouse. This is purely for the artistic license. All right. Let's blow up Mr. Mouse. There we go. See how it works.
B-roll is effortless. With a gazillion.
Okay, it needs to be a bit quicker, doesn't it? Yeah, the explosion, and then it could be delayed. I mean, it's entirely up to you. But I think we need to have him there, and his explosion comes in, and then let's just make him come in a little bit quicker into the scene. Here we go. Let's try this.
B-roll is effortless. With a
Okay, and I have got I think he's got a custom fade in. Yeah. And he is flying through the air, Mr. Mouse.
roll is effortless. With a
Should we add some sound now? There's audio. Should we do a squeak as Mr. Mouse flies? Sound effects. Okay. Let's do a little shout. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Let's have that then. We're in roughly the right place. Where does he go flying? We'll just toggle along. And now he's flying. We're going to put it in there. And we're going to put that in there. Sound always goes at the bottom. Remember, we've got layers, order of layers. So male shriek, we want it there. What I'm going to do is click on there because we don't need it all. And I'm going to split that. Control X. If you want to remove something, you've got Control Z to go back. Control C is copy. I've copied that. If I want to put that up there, I'm going to paste Control V. Basically, pressing the control button with your little finger on your left hand gives you go back. X is to remove, to cut, which we're going to do with that. And then C is copy. We're going to copy that. And then if I'm going to do Control V, it pastes it there. The shortcuts are awesome in terms of moving things. Yeah, you can move things around, but copying and pasting things like that is really, really quick. Right, let's see if we've got our timing right, shall we? Let's get Mr. Mouse squeaking as we blow him away.
B-roll is effortless. With a
I'm sorry, no animals were harmed in the making of this video.
Is effortless. With a gazillion stock kits to choose from, plus sound effects, animations.
Okay, let's have some music in there because I just feel so bad. I mean, let's have some music, sad music. Let's do some sad music. What do you think? Sad piano and cello. Oh yes. Oh, Mr. Mouse, I'm so sad. Yeah, we need a funeral or something like that for you, Mr. Mouse. Okay, I'm going to add that sound in there. Now, sound is really interesting because you can say you can use it any media, you can clip it. We're going to bring it in really quick. Drag and drop. Now I'm going to, at the end of our scene here, I'm going to press S. S. You can Control X to remove it, or right click and delete. Okay, now this is too loud, I think, so let's go to Properties. I'm going to take the audio down a little bit. Let's take it down to that. I like the shriek loud, that's 100%. Should we have it even louder? Go on. And then what you can do is you can then fade it in. And you can fade it out like that if you want. And you've got full control over your sound. So let's see how Mr. Mouse goes. So we've got the cat.
Online. Adding B-roll is effortless, with a gazillion stock clips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations, and background music to soothe and entice, just a click away. And when
There you go. Right, AI. We're at 83 minutes. Might be a bit shorter. 83 minutes. Let's do some AI. AI. We've hardly used any of that. AI is very interesting. I've actually got a resource for you, because if we're going to put AI here, we're going to do an AI clip for you now. AI is getting everywhere, isn't it? But you can do whole video clips, but it is costly. If you click on AI tools, AI can do lots of things, looking good, do sound, green screen, etc. But one of the things you've got is generate a video. You can generate an image, yeah, but how you instruct AI to do it is very important. And I have got a little resource which you can copy below, and it's an AI prompt. Let me show it to you. And this is a performer you can use. When you're instructing AI, it doesn't know what you're thinking. Literally, you have to tell it what to do. And if you get it right the first time, you're going to use up less credits and less time and less money doing it. This is something I've put together to get you thinking about the sort of things you're going to instruct it to. What's the purpose? Style you want it, visual preferences, on-screen action, do you want any text to appear, audio, how long you want the clip to be, what's your target audience, and final instructions. So you can download that, you can edit it, and you can then start to play around with doing AI. I'm going to just try something, and it's fun to see what comes out. The other thing you've got to bear in mind is you can actually upload a project file. If you're in AI, you create an image, then you can download it, can animate it for you. But if you click this box here, what you're going to see is there are different models. And can you see they cost different amounts of credits? This one, VO31, generates audio and realistic high-resolution video. Whoa, dude. And some are cheaper, they're going to be more basic. I tell you what, let's go for a really nice one, shall we? Go on, this is a test, isn't it? Okay, so let's think of something then. I'm not going to put please. I want a realistic video of a graveyard with a gravestone with the caption, "Here lies Mr. Mouse, please forgive me." Okay, animate 1 second before from the soil covered grave a live mouse rises up over 2 seconds, waves at the camera, smiles and hops away. Okay, should we see what happens? Go on. It's generating. Oh, this is so fun. But you do use up quite a lot of credits, and I think experience comes. You can use ChatGPT to ask it to create something for you. Notice you can generate an image in AI, and then using this little thing here, you can then import that image, and you can say, using this image, can you animate it in a certain way? Let's see how long that takes, and we'll import that. But I've only just started using AI. If you saw my video, which got you here to watch this about YouTube, the one I did with the vegan, the Texan barbecue, I did using AI. That's all AI, because I wanted it for a specific point. And it took me 4 goes to get it right, but I thought the output was amazing. But let's see what our AI does for us. Generating. Okay, it's going to generate for a little while. Let's just move on a little bit. keeping me afloat while I'm learning to swim in the ocean. So whilst it's doing that, floating on an ocean, we want visual. Here we go. Let's have that lady there floating on an ocean in that scene. Notice I've clicked on that scene. That's imported there. Whilst AI is doing that, it should still be working. It's generating. As you can imagine, it's using a lot of computing power somewhere in the world. Descript keeps me afloat. Building skills. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crop her. Sorry, lady. And we're going to animate her. We're just going to have her moving across our scene like that. Order, layer, that's on top. We don't want to send it behind. And we're going to have her custom animated like that. She's coming out of scene. Let's just try that.
While I'm learning to swim in the oceans of video editing.
Helping me build my skills on YouTube. Okay, let's just look from YouTube. There we go. Let's pop that in there then. Oh, let's see what it's done. Oh, we have less than 50% of credits. Upgrade. There we go. That's a YouTube thing there. Helping me build skills. So let's have the YouTube thing there. What we're going to do, let me do this. Again, actually I'm going to do it the other way around this time. Okay, I'm going to animate that. Click. Custom. I use custom a lot because it just gives you so much flexibility. That's the end point. So I'm going to do that there. There's no YouTube there, so we'll do that. Let's just test that.
Me build skills I never knew I had. A YouTube channel.
Okay, let's do that in there. Let's see how we're doing. Here we go. Oh, look at that! That's amazing! Here lies Mr. Mouse. Please forgive me. He's alive! I'm going to add that. I mean, you know, it says add new layer. Let's put that in there. Mr. Mouse, all is forgiven. Can you see the power of something like that? I mean, you could literally build a whole video using stuff like that, couldn't you? Let's put that in there. And it's got music as well. Ooh. Right, I'm just going to expand this a little bit. Let me put a little gap clip in there. Gap clip. So I just want to expand that. We go right up to the edge there. Oh yeah, Mr. Mouse, he lives. Right, on orientation, how am I going to do it? I'm just going to have it play like that. Yeah, you can change the background. Notice this. So we can have a nice white, or we can change it to a colour like a grey. Let's just make it fade a little bit so it's not so glaring. Mr. Mouse, he lives.
Just a click away on when inspiration runs dry. Boy.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to have the background. I'm going to send that back. Layer order, send back. No. If you have this, what you can do is let's go for an element. Let's go for a text box. Let's stretch it over there like that. And let's send the layer order back. Like that. Okay, that's how you can do that. Honestly, the world is your oyster with all these things. Let's have a sort of a browny mousy colour. Let's try that. Let's crossfade in into the cinematic realm of what we're doing, and let's have him fading out again, shall we? His moment of resurrection is upon him. Let's have a look at this.
Just a click away on when inspiration runs dry. Or you need something special, turn to AI to create a clip that blows minds and saves the day. Descript keeps me afloat while I'm learning to swim in the oceans of video editing, helping me build skills I never knew I had. A YouTube channel to be proud of.
Okay, so let's play the whole thing.
I'm learning how to create.
What we're going to do is spend as long as you need on playing with things. The more you play, the easier it will become. You go for your A roll, remember. You get your scenes roughly how you want them. Then remember, when you go across a scene, if it's the same element, then you need to be thinking about choosing the all scenes button that comes up there. And then you add your B-roll. Remember, it's in layers in order of priority. You might have to shift them down. And then you've got all these tools here if you really want them. But properties, when you want to change something, you click on it and you change the properties. Let's change the font there. Let's make it a little bit like that. Let's make it a little bit smaller, etc. So you've got lots of options of how to change things. Those are your transitions, elements, the things you can add in. What we haven't added in are things like snow. I tell you what, let's add a bit of snow. Go on, I feel like a little bit of snow needs to illuminate me. A bit of snow, why not a bit of snow? Go on, you've got different frames you can put on. You've got arrows, you've got a bar, you've got timers. Let's put a little timer on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a timer for the whole thing, just so you can see how the timer goes. And what I'm going to do is control, I'm going to have the timer because this is less than a minute in total, and I am going to have that, I'm going to have it in all the scenes. Notice how it's all selected now, and I'm going to put layer order, bring it to the front. All the way throughout you're going to have a timer, just so you can see the timer, how it plays. And notice you can also have a playback bar, you can have a little pie chart if you want, and all sorts of ways of doing that. Control Z, let's get rid of that. Right, anyway, let's have my playback now then. I'm going to get rid of the text. I'm going to click on that to get rid of it. We're going to drag that down. Are we getting close to our final edit? Let's play.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Need professional looking transitions and templates in Descript, endless options await me. Limited only by my imagination. Need titles, text or images that appear, do crazy things, then fade on demand. Its built-in green screen means I can film from anywhere. The beach, the office, even from the Starship Enterprise. Descript makes it so. Keeping viewers engaged is easy with zooms, pans that to make any static image seem alive. Adding B-roll is effortless, with a gazillion stock clips to choose from, plus sound effects, animations, and background music. To soothe and entice, just a click away. And when inspiration runs dry, or you need something special, turn to AI to create a clip that blows minds and saves the day. Descript keeps me afloat while I'm learning to swim in the oceans of video editing, helping me build skills I never knew I had. A YouTube channel to be proud of.
Excellent. Right, okay, so we're almost there. Did you notice in one of the scenes that there you go. Now, why did that move? It will be because I use the thing. This is where I want to select all scenes, and I want to move it there. In all scenes it should be the same now. So just be aware of that, okay? If you're going to change it in the current scene, it's going to jump around all scenes. Right, finally, captions. Let's add captions. You have lots of choices of captions. This is the one I tend to use. You can use either one you like. Now I like this one sometimes because it is classic and it isn't too obvious. Oh, I've done it twice. Control, miss. Oh, I've got another one there. Let's get rid of that one. And let's. Oh, how many have I got? I did lots of captions. Look at that. What am I doing? Let's get rid of this one. Control X. Gone. Just the one caption there. I want all the scene edited. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that here, and I am going to do it just one line. And also it's really useful to have a background on that. I'm going to go to properties of that, and I'm going to do a background style for that. Background black. Just, I could do it red, but we'll do it black. And I'm going to make it not so obvious. Just so when it's against a white background, it will show up. Well, that should be all the way through. Let's see how it goes. Let's give it a go. Right, here we go.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Need professional looking transitions and templates in Descript, endless options await you.
Okay, so that's great. So that's going to play nicely. Obviously with captions, you can have some ones that flash up and things. I just like the plain ones sometimes. We'll go for that. Right, video done. You're happy with your work. You've run it through. Plays nicely. Now you've got to export it. Let's go through your options here. Export. obviously. Now, if you don't have a YouTube channel and you want me to view, and I'd love to see your offering and comment on it, then what you can do is this, upload it to Descript. Just to say, with the audio, it's always worth just checking on advance that it's on stereo. Okay, so let me upload it, publish. What that's going to do is that's going to publish it to Descript. And was it easy? What do you think? Was it easy? Much easier than normal? I hope you found it much easier than normal. Okay, that's published. And what that means now, we should have a link, copy link. And if we go to that link, it should be there to view. There you go. Preparing to render. It's rendering it. Okay. Oh, almost done. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, because you're going to I'll show you how to upload it to YouTube, then you can do this and you can click the link, put it in my video, this video here, put the link in and any comments you like. Easier than I thought. It was terrible. Please comment all or whatever you like. Then I'll have a look at it and I'll apply and comment to that for you. So you can do that. It's almost ready. Let's do the other option, export. Now, if you have a little look at export, you have got lots of options. Export, lots of options. Local export is down to your hard drive. So sometimes you want to be sending it somewhere else. You've got all these other options here, but we're going to go to YouTube. Now in YouTube, you've also got to have a channel. When you click on this, it's going to ask you to log on. Okay. Bearing in mind that you're going to get a watermark, sign into YouTube. So here you go. That's where I would sign in and it would load it up automatically for you. And then you can get the link from that. You can make it public or private and you can show the world your handiwork. Isn't that awesome? Let's just have a little look. And it's still thinking.
I'm learning how to create videos to blast my YouTube channel to the next level. Need professional looking transitions and
Awesome. That is now on Descript for you to share with the link or to download it and to use it. Let's go through all the other options. If you enjoyed it, and what I would recommend is this. Have a play with it, with the free, and let me show you the options here. If you click on that button, you're going to get this and you're going to get the options. You've had the free one. You've got 1 hour free per month. You get those 100 IA credits. You get an export of that quality with a watermark added. Limited use of AI and all those sorts of things. If you upgrade to the hobbyist, you get 10 hours, 400 credits, a better quality and watermark free. And that might be good enough for you. For me, I'm actually using the creator one because that gives me 30 hours. And that gives me 800 AI credits per month, but you can add top-ups for that, plus 4K export and full use of Underlord and all these things. Now, that's for the annual. So you would be charged 12 times 24. The other option you can go for is monthly. And actually, I recommend that when you're first starting. So if you can see, it's a little bit more expensive, but do you really want to pay 200 whatever dollars and you're not really sure you're going to use it enough? So why don't you, perhaps for a month, go for either the hobbyist or something like the creator. Then you can play around, make your videos, see if you're really getting the hang of it. And then for me, I go for the annual because I love it and I'm going to use it. Maybe not many of you are going to be using the business, but this is definitely the most popular and it certainly does everything I need to. Those are your options in terms of upgrading. Now, the other thing is to look at is, I mentioned about using desktop versus web. If you search for Descript desktop, there's an app which you download. The advantage is that runs locally, so you don't have the upload load down. Supports offline use. Yeah, you don't have to be connected. You can still do things. Stores the files locally on your hard drive, and sometimes some of the features are more powerful. However, I often use the web, and I find it fine unless I'm using a big, long video that I'm making. You can get faster playback, you do the internet, cloud storage, and some of the features might be limited. So those are your two options in terms of how are you going to be using Descript. Right, there you go. I'm just trying to think if there's anything finally. If you have any questions, please do post them in the video comment below. If you found this useful, if you really like it, I might always make another one showing you, but that should get you started. And I look forward to seeing what you manage to make. And please don't kill a mouse.